Okay, so we talked about the fast and easy way to select projects, and that's a 4-blocker. The key there, of course, is to be measurable. So now there's another way to pick among alternatives, and that's the cause and effect diagram, which ends up looking like a prioritization matrix. So let's say that we're going to go on family vacation, all right? First thing we want to do is look at some locations that we might want to go to. Now, one mistake that people make with this tool is you do not prioritize against must-haves. Must-haves have to be in the design. So for example, let's say we were picking among 3 pickup trucks, the F-150, the Chevy Silverado, etc. If you must have 4 doors and a 4-wheel drive, then that goes into what vehicles you're looking at. It does not go into the criteria that you're going to use to select, because you wouldn't put number of doors as a criteria because you only want 4-door vehicles. So for this example, family vacation, Christmas break's coming up. So let's say our must-haves, it's got to have a beach. We live in Atlanta. We're the stereotypical, family of 4, 2 grown-ups and 2 kids, and we must fly there. All right, so that would eliminate, for example, I'm here in Atlanta, that would eliminate Myrtle Beach. You would drive there. So let's say that the family got together and we brainstormed Cancun, South Beach, Miami, and San Diego. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego, right? So these are our 3 criteria. They all have a beach. We have to fly to them. I mean, you could certainly drive to 2 of them, but we wouldn't do that. They're so far away. So now we want to look at what are some criteria that we can use to pick these projects. Now keep in mind, from a Lean Six Sigma standpoint or a PMO office, these are your projects that you're going to assign to someone, and these would be the criteria you use to decide which ones to pick. All right, now the mistakes that people make in this area, and it's going to go back to be measurable. Number 1, let's say the cost of the trip. Let's say the time of the trip. Let's say amenities. Okay, and let's say activities. Now what you'll see typically with folks that do these is they will correctly weight the criteria. They can't all be equal. So when I roll out Lean Six Sigma, I work with senior leadership to come up with the projects, and then we come up with criteria, and then I'll send out a simple survey just asking them, how important is this criteria to you on a scale of 1 to 5, which by the way is the appropriate use of surveys. This nonsense of was your hotel room clean on a scale of 1 to 10, that's not what a survey's for. By the way, let's say I give a hotel a 6. What on earth is that? I often joke, is that 1 hair per square meter? I would think a clean room, frankly, is a must-have. So back to this, people will send out a survey, or they'll be in the conference room and they'll vote and they'll say, oh, this is the most important, this is important, 3 and 4. Now, I'm showing you that it's rating, not ranking. So what's the mistake we made here? Well, again, you've got a bunch of people in the room, or you gave them a survey. Here's what's going to happen. Let's say we're doing it in the room, and I say time's a 4, and Sally, the VP, says it's a 5. I go, no, it's a 4. She says, no, it's a 5. Lee, as a facilitator, comes along and goes, time out. What is your definition of time? Because what you'll probably find out is they have 2 different definitions of the criteria. So you don't vote on these criteria until this is completely measurable. And if you've had my class, this would be the operational definition. So you need to know that we're talking about cost in dollars, door from, you need to be measurable from when we leave our house until we get back in our house. So I'm defining that as from when the door is closed until it's opened again. So now time, I was thinking hours from door to bed flop. I don't know if you're like me, but when I get in a hotel room, boom, I want to see what I'm going to be sleeping on. So now we know that clock starts for the trip when we close the door till we flop on the bed. Amenities, now see, that would be a bunch of arguments. So why don't we say that is going to be the star rating of the hotels, but again, be specific. Just in the city of Miami or all of California? No. Let's say plus no greater than 1 mile from the beach. Now see, you'll see in a minute, this is going to be easy to test when we look at hotels. We'll just go to hotels.com or something and limit the search to 1 mile. And then finally, activities. Is this the number that mom can do? Number of the whole family? So we'll say the number the whole family can do. All right, so now we've made our criteria measurable, then you vote. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep these scores, but it's important, don't vote until it's measurable. All right, now what you'll typically see in this space is the use of a 1, 3, or a 9 scale. So for example, in the terms of cost, if you give something a 9, you're saying it's a very inexpensive trip. In terms of hours, if you give it a 1, you're saying it's going to be a very long trip. Now, what's the problem with those two comments? Very long, not expensive, are opinions. So basically, the way I teach this, again, you do not need a committee to prioritize projects. In fact, I did this for a poultry company, and myself and another gentleman prioritized 90 projects by ourselves in a room because we had made everything measurable with the executive team. So, quick example of what I would do for cost. I would ask them, what's a 1, a 3, or a 9? So let's say it's greater than 10K. A 3 is 6 to 9, and a 9 is less than 6K. See, now you just go online and you search, what is the cost for a family of 4 to go to Cancun from Atlanta? Or maybe you get a little Excel spreadsheet out, you know, those of you finance types, what's the airfare going to cost, what's the hotel going to cost, and now all of a sudden we've got, let's say 3, 9, and 3, you know, but again, we don't guess this, you just go online and look it up. Time and hours door to door, so time, Cindy Lauper likes time, 1 greater than 8 hours, a 3, 5 to 8, and a 9 less than 5. So Cancun is a 3. We got to cross through customs down there. South Beach is going to be a 9, very short flight from Atlanta. San Diego, a 3. All right, now amenities, star rating, just go online and look. So let's say amenities, I'm just going to abbreviate. 1, less than 50% are 4 or above. A 3, 51 to 80% are 4 or above, 4 stars or above, and 9 is 81 or higher. Now, this is where it gets interesting. If you go online to book a trip in Cancun, at least when I did, they claimed every hotel was 5 stars. So you may have to stop and write, you know, whose scale do we use? 5-star hotels as registered by hotels.com or booking.com. We'll just go ahead and trust that though. 9, South Beach, I've been there quite a bit. I would say a 3. And let's give San Diego a 3. Again, I'm guessing, but we would look this up. Activities, a number of whole family can do. Now, not everything necessarily has to be numerical. Watch this. Activities, a 1 is beach only. So to me, snorkeling, parasailing, jet ski, you're on the beach. So number 3 is the beach plus 1 to 2. And a 9 is beach and then greater than 3 activities. So Cancun, I'm going to give it a 3. I went down there, you can do the beach, and then there wasn't much off beach. Let's see, South Beach, unless your kid likes to party, it's a 1, and San Diego we'll say is a 9. So where are we going? Well, it's quite simple. 3 times 5 is 15. I'm going to embarrass myself here, I guarantee it. 3 times 4 is 12, 27, and 12. We've got 45, 36, 9, and 4. Now what am I doing? 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. All right, so this scores 15, 12, 9, and 36. Now I should have had a calculator handy. Math on the fly like this is not my strong suit, but I'll say Don't hold me to these scores. 66, 45, 94. Oh, I'm losing my mind. 36, 66, 72. So where are we going? South Beach, Miami. All right, so there you go. Now, again, you've seen these before. You can just set this up in Excel. What's the difference in the way I'm teaching it? You have to be measurable. Everything has to be measurable. You can't say amenities and, oh, it's a 5 to me, and oh, I think it's a 9. You're just guessing, okay? And this is, the reason you end up doing this by committee is because you don't make things measurable. So again, if these were Six Sigma projects, this is the first project that's going to get assigned, followed by this one, and then when the last green belt is available, that one. All right? I hope you get to use it. You might use this over the holidays if you're thinking about buying a new vehicle. You could use this for a new house. HR, you could use this for hiring people. Candidate 1, candidate 2, candidate 3. What are the criteria? By the way, this forces people, when they ask you to get someone with work experience, to make it measurable, okay? I mean, there's so many uses. IT, anyone in IT, these are your potential IT projects. These are the criteria from management in terms of what projects they want to work on. Now, by the way, this is your strategy made measurable. You know, if you want to be, the best in class vacation family, that's an opinion. That's how executives talk. Let's make best in class vacation family measurable, and then this might be our strategic way to achieve that. So anyway, there's so much you can do with these two tools, and I hope you enjoy them.